this game a long time now. Been fighting for about probably
I
17
feel like I'm
years.
feeling stronger. My last two fights have both been knockout stoppages.
Coming in hot with a bang, running the muck with a gang. Playtime's over, here to take over, we ain't playing no games. They know it's enemy season, they know we don't need no reason. So tell them to back it up, cause we still in there, don't for the cable.
All right, we are here at the MTL podcast. I am here with Ramesh, who is fighting on the Super Welterweight 4-man on MTL 15. So a new face to MTL and someone I'm really excited to have on. And today we're just going to be chatting a little bit about Ramesh's career so far, the 4-man, what we're looking forward to, and yeah, what's to come. So welcome.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
All right, Ramesh. So, I guess a good way to start would be for those who maybe are new to Muay Thai in the last few years. Let's start off with like a bit of a high level overview of your career so far, and how long like you've been fighting for, and just a little bit about yourself.
Yep. Yeah, I've been in this game a long time now. Been fighting for about probably 17 years. So I started pretty young. Had my first amateur fight when I was 15. I'm 32 now, so yeah, been in the game a long time. I started my career more of a sort of kickboxing style, and then yeah, had a few kickboxing fights, and then I sort of transitioned to Muay Thai, fighting full Thai rules, as there wasn't many opponents left, especially kickboxing here in Australia. All the other states, Queensland, Perth, and even Sydney, Adelaide, were all doing full Thai. So, and then we transitioned to full Thai, which was always sort of the plan to go into Muay Thai, anyways. So, yeah, I've been fighting a long time. I fought some of the best in the world, some of the best in Australia. Yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to being on MTL for the first time. So, and another 4-man. I've done a couple of 4-mans before and an 8-man. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the key differences between you and the other contestants is your experience in this sort of format, and just probably, I think, arguably probably the most experience of all four of you. How do you think? Yeah, so tell us a little bit about, I guess, when I approached you about doing the 4-man, what your thoughts were, and yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty excited. It's been a while now since I've done another 4-man. They're not easy. They're definitely having one fight's hard as it is, but having two fights in the one night potentially, it's not easy. But yeah. So yeah, when you mentioned the fighters, the opponents, I was like, yeah, cool. They were. I don't know too much about Ashton. I've seen a bit of Daniel, who's coming up through the rankings, fighting a lot, obviously regularly here in Victoria. Watching him come up through the roots and now on the Rebellion shows. He's got a good, clean style. So I think that'll be a good fight. Billy's been around a long time as well. Seen a little bit of Billy. He's got a good style. I think it'll be an exciting fight, me and Billy, because he likes to let his hands go, sort of similar that sort of K1 Muay mat style, whatever you want to call it. And I like to use my hands too. So yeah, no, I think it's going to be some interesting matchups with either one of us. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it actually surprised me actually when I started putting it together that you and Billy haven't fought yet, just in regard, and just in general. So
He's more of a welterweight fighter, where I was fighting at super lightweight. I've only recently moved up the last couple of years to 67 kilos, so that's probably why we haven't fought yet.
yeah, true, yeah. So talk to us about that. So you've made the transition from 63.5 up to sort of welterweight. This is obviously a super welter, but there is a couple of you coming up in weight, so we've got a bit of a mixture there. But yeah, talk to us about the transition from deciding to move up and how that decision, I guess, came about.
Yeah, my last fight, the 63.5, was was on a rebellion card, and it was a very hard cut. And then after that one, I said to myself, I said, yeah, nah, no more. I don't put myself through this anymore. And then I hit up Peter Miller from Condition Nutrition, and then he helped me out. Got on to work with him, and told him I want to move up to welterweight. So since then, I've been working with him every camp, and yeah, I'm feeling better. I feel like I'm feeling stronger. My last two fights have both been knockout stoppages. So yeah, I feel like it's just less stress on my body, less for me to think about during camp, and I can just concentrate more on my training rather than losing the weight. So this one is at Super Welter. So a couple of the boys are a little bit heavier. They fight at 70 normally, but I'm still confident. I feel like I've got the experience over most of the boys. So yeah, I think should be all right.
That's definitely something that happens especially when you've been fighting for a long time. Like, that's a lot of weight cuts on your body to keep doing over and over again. And often you notice that you can start almost your fight camp becomes about making weight and getting on the scale rather than about just performing or focusing on what you need to do in the
Yeah.
fight. It can start to overshadow the actual fight component and just be about weigh-in day.
Yeah, exactly. I sort of got to that point where I sort of like, when I got into camp, I was just dreading making the weight more than anything. So I said to myself, I've been doing this a long time. It's no more.
Yeah.
So I decided to make the change.
And one of the biggest transitions, I guess, that you've made in the last few years is opening your own gym and transitioning from just fighter, under somebody else's banner to then taking on the hat of being gym owner, and obviously having then with your own students, training your own fighters. So talk to us a little bit about what that transition's been like when you opened your gym and that sort of process.
Yeah, well, I started like most of the great trainers. I started just training some people out of my garage, and then had one of the boys do a couple of interclubs, and then from there, sort of he decided to just open up, rented out a factory, then opened up in 2023, started 2023, and then we're there for 12 months. Then we moved into a slightly bigger factory. So we're in this one now. So yeah, it's different, but I've always sort of done a lot of coaching, doing sort of one-on-one personal training and running classes for other gyms that I was at previously, and so I wasn't like nothing new to me in that sense, but the whole running a gym side and all that side was a bit new. So I've had my wife and some people help me out, which has been very helpful. But it takes a lot of time away from everything. So now trying to fight myself whilst always also having boys that are in camp getting ready for inter clubs and amateur fights and stuff like that. It's a lot more. It's a lot more on the body. I don't get as much time to sort of rest and sort of sit down. But yeah, so it is a lot harder than being just a full-time fighter where you can just train, just focus on training and recovering, then training and that's it. But so I do sort of try to space out fights a lot more now. I'm not as regularly active as I used to be. I used to average 5, 6, 7 fights a year sometimes, whereas now I try to space them out a lot more now and just give my body more time to recover, and also spend a bit more time with my fighters and also with my family as well at home.
I've spoken to a few fighters that are in, I guess, like similar stages in the career, and that's pretty consistent with what they say as well. It's like it becomes about taking the fights that are exciting or, that are really sort of worth the time and sacrifice rather than just taking any fight.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's got to be worth it. Yeah, I'm not in I'm not in that stage in my career where I'm starting out and I'm trying to like build a name for myself and take any fight just to sort of get my name out there. I feel like I've done that. And now I'm at a point where I just take the fights that's really worth it. Yeah.
I guess so. The last couple of years, you've had a couple of fights. So talk to us a little bit about those and And yeah, so and what that's been like at welterweight for you.
Yep. Yeah, last year I had 2 fights last year. Fought a Cambodian yen dinner on Power Play May last year. And then that was the first sort of camp I started working with the boys at 168 with Anthony and Tilek. Working with those boys has been really awesome. And yeah, the experience that Tilek has and training with him, sparring with him has been awesome. Um, and I felt good at that weight. Felt strong. Ended up finishing the fight the fifth with body shots, and then I fought Kai on Rebellion a couple of months after that. And I felt good. You know, less to stress about with the weight, and I feel like I'm stronger. I'm hitting harder. Ended up stopping that fight in the third round as well with a body kick. So so I'm looking forward to this new weight division. So there's more a lot of new faces to win a fight. I pretty much fought nearly everyone there was at super lightweight. So there's a lot more newer faces now to face.
What does training look like for you? Do you have a dedicated trainer in your gym, that's helping you out, or are you doing that with working in with 168 to make all that come?
Yeah, so sort of like 3-4 days I go up there. I train with Anthony at 168 and Tilek. We train pads, we spar, we clinch, and then I come in the evenings and I train with my guys. They hold some pads for me in the evenings. I do that every evenings, also training mornings and evenings. And the mornings that I don't go to 168, I just come down here, I do some sprints and strength and conditioning. And then the mornings, and then same thing in the evening, training again, hitting pads, doing my bag rounds, all the numbers, knees, teeps, all that stuff, the ab work. And so training, 2 days, Monday to Friday, and then doing a session on Saturdays as well, and rest Sunday.
And how has the energy been in your gym? Like when you, I guess, told your team that you were going to be fighting, is a level of excitement, I guess, because then you're not just trainer, but you're sort of doing the camp with them a bit.
Yeah, that definitely. They get to see. I feel like it's a good way to inspire the students. They get to see a sort of whole nother level sort of thing. I said to the boys before the fight, we accepted the fight. I said, now you guys are going to see some some real training, some real proper hard training. So because sometimes they go, oh, this that, make some excuses, and I'm like, you guys are going to see what real hard training is like, and then we'll see what excuses you want to make. So a lot of them, I can see them watching, and they're sort of like, well, that's a whole nother level, So I feel like that is a good thing, being a trainer, owner in a gym, and also still currently fighting, because not many gyms do have fighters that are still actively fighting. So I feel like sort of showing them it's not just talking the talk, but it's also walking the walk. So I feel like it's a good way to inspire them.
Have you noticed that now that you're often wearing the trainer hat, that there is a difference in the newer generation of fighters coming through?
Yeah, I feel like the sport has evolved over the years, with the training and seeing a lot of different sort of drills in training, and like seeing a lot of the up and comers, even through like the Muay Thai Victoria, you're seeing the levels. I feel like it's a lot higher than what the amateur levels used to be, say like 10, 15 years ago. But I think also it's just because the sport itself is growing, it's getting big. Same with in Thailand as well, with shows like One Championship and RWS, and a lot more foreigners are fighting over in Thai stadiums now than they used to. I feel like the levels is the standards getting definitely higher than it used to be.
Fighters generally coming through can sort of start off smarter, I guess, than previous. It was probably because more education, more available online, I guess, to consume.
Yeah.
Maybe a common opinion that I've heard is not quite as tough. Maybe that's because they've got the ability to be smarter. It's not just sort of like pure grinding through pain as much.
Sort of like the old school way of just grinding and grinding. Now they say train smarter, not harder. And also same with like I speak with like Anthony and some guys about this, about how the sparring is a lot more lighter now, technical. They say you don't need to spar hard and technical. But back in the day, I feel like we did used to spar a lot harder, which I've always enjoyed a good hard spar. I feel like nothing really gets you ready for the fight than like a proper hard spar. So I feel like if you've never really been hit hard before, ever, and then copping it for the first time in the ring, under the lights in front of a massive crowd, I feel like it can mentally break you a little bit. I feel like if you've got like the experience of the tires with over 200 fights, it's a bit of a different story. Um, but I feel like when you're up and coming up, I feel like you do need, not all the time. You got your days, you do your light sort of technical spar, but I feel like if you're in camp at least once a week, to have a good hard spar, just to know what it's like to get hit, to get dropped by a body shot, know what it feels like, to get hit and know what it feels like, and not having to cop it for the first time inside the ring with everybody watching. I feel like a lot more pressure, a lot more nerves, and all that. So yeah, I've always enjoyed a good hard spar. So you don't see a lot of it as much these days.
The way I look at it is, it's like you almost need like a bank account of memories to like, so that if you're in deep water in the ring, you can kind of pull on that bank account to be like, oh no, I've been through this before, I've been there. And I guess as you do have more fight experience, you need less of that in the gym because you've got the fights as that part of that bank account. But yeah, you're right. Like early on, you don't really have it in the ring. So yeah, if you can get that in the gym a little bit, you can be like, I've been here before. I know what this feels like.
Yeah.
But I guess, yes, over time with the science, it's like if we can also protect, you know, your brain a little bit more, then it's a good point, especially with the tires changing their ways as well. Like they spar all the time. I mean, a lot of Thai gyms spar every day, so it's like why they don't need to be repeating that damage.
Yeah.
So so the foreman, do you approach training or strategy any differently when fighting in a tournament style setting?
Not too much. I feel like probably a little bit more intensity and maybe just a few more extra rounds on the bags or the pads. But like but yeah, in terms of trying to get it ready for a fight, it's hard because you don't know who you're fighting first, and especially when you got two orthodox fighters and then one southpaw, and then it's like, am I training for a southpaw for a southpaw, or am I training for an orthodox fighter? I could fight just the two southpaws, just the two orthodox guys, and not even fighting southpaw, but I've been training for a southpaw. But like, I mean, yeah, like it is two fights, but I feel like it's not like at the same time two fights right after the other two. Like you do get a bit of a rest in between the two fights. So, um, it's not too different, you know, because like normally full time rules you fight 5 rounds anyways, which is, you know, just 1 round less than 6. So if it was if they were both going to be 5 rounders, it would be a little bit of a different story because you could potentially fight 10 rounds. But because they're 3 rounders, I feel like it's going to be a bit more of a sort of faster pace, sort of more of like a sprint rather than a sort of marathon, like a 5 round fight.
With fighters all at your experience level, I guess you're always sort of most of the time these days preparing for a 5 round fight anyway. So the cardio and the endurance and all of that sort of is fairly similar. But at the same time, you can't go into the fight, you know, thinking that like the pace of a 5 round, because it's you've only got 3 rounds to make sure you get through to that next stage. Do you think there's what do you think the key elements are for you and your strengths are into taking into this foreman?
I feel well. I've got the experience. I feel like I can fight sort of well on the front foot and off the back foot. I like the counter fight, but at the same time, I can fight well going forward. I feel like I got good boxing, better than most boxing. in the country, I reckon, when it comes to Muay Thai. And then I've obviously, and I like my kicking game, so I've always had strong kicks too. So I feel like, yeah, just sort of using my range, using my experience, fighting the fight to my fight. Um, and I know some of the guys are probably going to want to try to come clinch up with me, and they'll be working a lot of clinch defense as well with the guys. So yeah, I'm pretty confident and comfortable anywhere really. Um, like yeah, I fought many southpaws before, even bigger and taller ones. I fought sort of all sort of styles. Yeah,
And if you got your choice for your first draw, do you have one?
I don't know. I've watched a little bit of the guys, not too much. I don't know. Anyone really, I guess whoever comes up. I feel like I think Ashton's probably got the least experience out of the three of them. Maybe Ashton, I don't know. And his style seems like it'll be good for my style. But yeah, sort of anyone really. So whoever comes up.
Yeah, a few people have actually commented that they think you're an Ashton style actually match up really well, as far as being a crowd pleaser. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, different elements to it between the four of you two. And I think any four, the reason actually we've never done a four men on MTL is because apart from probably super featherweight, arguably everyone wants to see the Ibi, Brandon, Josh, James kind of four man happen. And there's no other real weight division I think that's really stood out to me as being able to find four people that I really like. I didn't want two really strong and two not so strong,
Yeah.
or three clear ones, and then the fourth you're sort of like, oh, I don't know, should they be there? So that's sort of what's held me back. But this one felt really good. Like there was even if one or two of you guys didn't come through, there was one or two more that equally as strong too in that weight class. So yeah, I think it's definitely going to be one to remember for the fans, that's for sure.
Yep. Yeah.
When you fight, you haven't fought in Queensland for quite some time, what do you hope to leave the crowd and MTL fans, particularly ones that may not have seen you fight, especially in the flesh before? What do you hope to sort of leave imprinted for them?
Yeah, I always want them to remember the name, remember me, my style, and I feel like I've got a pretty exciting style, especially when I have like exciting matchups that like to come forward and fight. So yeah, I feel like I'm gonna leave. Keep them. Everyone remember me being there after this format.
Outside of this fight coming up, what's sort of in the works for you? What's next for you?
Don't have anything planned at the moment. Like like I said, I sort of like try to space them out. Don't plan too far ahead. So I got one of my guys getting ready. I'm gonna put him in for a Muay Thai Victoria as well after MTL. So sort of just take it as it comes now. Really, I'm not there to like I don't know call any names out or anything like that. So yeah, sort of whatever comes, whatever offer is sort of intriguing for me, and then take it from there. Looking forward to this one, seeing how my body will feel, not really having to cut a lot of weight at all. So looking forward to seeing how I'm going to feel come fight night.
Yeah, I think it plays a role for sure. Like 2 fights in one night, you want to be hydrated and feeling good. And I think if we had anybody that was coming into it that was going to be like a really big for that weight division, that was just going to be, super dehydrated, I think we just wouldn't. It wouldn't play a nice story for them. Yeah, so that's part of the method behind that as well. No one coming into this one is particularly going to be really struggling, and we were sort of weighing up a few other people with similar scenarios where they were naturally more of a welterweight, but fighting twice in one night. And something that I like to ask fighters whenever I interview them or we do this podcast is what kind of like legacy they would like to leave. So when they are wrapped up with fighting, obviously you've got your gym, so you'll be involved in the sport for a very long time. But when you are done with fighting, what do you hope is the legacy that you've sort of left behind in the ring?
I don't think I've been asked this before. I don't know. Just I guess hopefully I can people remember me for who I am. Sort of hopefully I can leave a sort of different sort of style, I guess, to other fighters I've seen before. Something different for people to say, like, oh yeah, this guy had his own sort of style, and I don't know, different sort of coming from more of a kickboxing background and then going into Muay Thai and sort of having, I don't know, you call it, I guess, a bit of a hybrid style of both. Sort of that K1 sort of Dutch style and the Thai style mixed together. And then, hopefully people can remember me for what I was able to achieve. And sort of a big thing with me coming up was because I was never a big guy. I was always very big on technique and relying on technique to get me through, not on sheer weight and force or just having speed advantage or something, just relying on my technique and having also like a beautiful style to watch, not just someone that went there just to brawl, not just to throw hands and legs, to actually have more of like an art in a sense rather than just the fight. Something beautiful to watch, for people to actually look at it like, oh, that's really nice to look at, rather than two guys just going at it, which is also fun to watch. Two guys are just, slugging it out. But I feel like that's not that hard to do, to do it, also making it look good at the same time. So that's a lot harder to do.
I know we're excited to have you out, and I always get excited when we have new fighters on MTL that haven't experienced the show before. So I'm excited to host you here in Brisbane, and this one will be our biggest event yet in this new venue. So hopefully the Queensland fans can bring a pretty amazing atmosphere for all you guys to compete under.
Looking forward to coming up, fighting on the show. The stadium does look cool, so we've got a few friends and that coming up too to come up and watch. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, it actually sounds like there is a few interstate coming, which is cool. So hopefully it'll be pretty awesome experience for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. It's
All right.
a really good card too, so it's going to be a really great night.
Yeah, I've been asking some of the undercard fighters or just general people what fight they're most excited for, and they've all sort of gone back and forward between the main event and the 4-man, and but then I think this is one that I hope I'm not busy on the night, so that I can actually just sit there ringside and watch top to bottom. There's some pretty cool matchups.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, thanks for your time today. And we will see you in 3 weeks.
Will do.
All right, guys. That was Ramesh. So that was the Super Welterweight 4-man is happening on MTL 15 August 9. We do have tickets available at mtloz.com. There will be a live stream on Live Combat Sports as well for those that can't make it. But this is definitely one where you're going to want to see it live in the flesh. This venue is going to be an awesome atmosphere. So if you can get down to Brisbane, please do grab a ticket online, and we'll see you all there.
Running the muck with a gang. Playtime's over, here to take over. We ain't playing